Hello Cancer, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Cancer for the week of November 28th. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Alright Cancer, let's go ahead and see what we have here for you. Do make sure that you are subscribed to the channel for future updates from me. And your likes, comments, shares, subscribes are really very much appreciated here on the channel and do help me grow on YouTube. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get all set up here and in view. We'll get right into it. All right. It's good enough to me. Cool. So Cancer, big stuff coming in for you here in the future. If you are somebody who's like, man, I need a shakeup, this could happen. Okay. Some of you are like searching for gold in your career, or some of you might be searching for a home, like. Some of you are like, all right, interest rates are rising, which lowered the amount of money I can, ultimately the amount of house I can afford. Some of you are maybe hunting for a home. I'm not going to make any promises here, but you do have a very good prospect in the future. And so those are just examples. Some of you are job hunting, some of you are hunting for something here. I'm just getting that feeling, I'm getting that vibe. It's because there's been some tension recently and you felt guided to move in some type of new direction or to make a transition in an important area of your life. I think for many of you, this is in the areas of money and career for you. And so exciting times. Let's go ahead and let's dive in, Cancer. So in the overall situation, you have the Nine of Wands, which is all about perseverance, not giving up, okay? This person here is down on one knee, they're frustrated, they're wary, they're tired of the battle that has been behind them. But if they would just power through a little bit longer, they would cross the finish line, because the Nine of Wands is the last card before you get to the end of the suit of Wands, which would be the Ten of Wands. And so this person has one leg of their journey to go, one step to go. And, this is a big, big message to not give up, to keep going forward. Cancer. And it can mean that I think some of you might also be frustrated with a person. And the reason I say this, and this is probably related to a workplace situation. I don't think it's like doom and gloom or anything like this here, but with the wands being connected to career and both the Nine of Wands and the Five of Wands indicating tension and frustration, I do think maybe this could be a situation that some of you are dealing with as well. We'll go ahead and clarify, okay? And we'll see what comes in the clarifications, but do keep in mind that Mars is still retrograde, okay? Mars is still retrograde, and it's a time when tensions could be high, and it will continue to be retrograde all the way into January. And so calm, cool, and collected here is the name of the game, if possible, right? Now, in the past, you have the Five of Wands and the Six of Swords. So Five of Wands, you can see the tension on the card. These five people are sparring or battling here. And this can really talk about conflicts in one's life. Whoever wins the battle here gets to the Six of Wands, which is some type of victory. Interestingly enough, you're not being given the Six of Wands, you're being given the Six of Swords. Six of Swords is really nice as well, because this person in the boat has decided to take everything that they have and transition to a calmer timeline. Go to a calmer place in their life and let go of the tension of the past. And the Six of Swords represents being guided. Sometimes we just have to start going forward, and there are times in life where we're not sure where we're going, but we know we're going somewhere, and that's all we need, right? And that's the way it is. And I get a sense that some of you are kind of in that mode right now. I do think that there's been some frustrations mounting here. Nine of Wands can simply indicate annoyance if it's not about perseverance. I do think for some of you, you gotta push through on something, but I do think some of you are also quite literally frustrated. In the future, you have the Page of Pentacles as well as the Death card. So, Page of Pentacles is the prospect you've been looking for in life. It is a golden opportunity, one could say, or a good prospect. And this is because of some type of, typically the Page of Pentacles comes forward because of some type of due diligence that you've done. You've been doing your due diligence. Okay, you've been working hard, you've been studying hard, right? You've been doing the things you need to do. And that's typically the way forward with the Page of Pentacles and really the Pentacles suit in the tarot. You have this here with the Death card, which is not about death and dying. It's about a big change in one's life. It's a transformation. It's going to new places as well, in this case, because we have the Six of Swords influence here. It's Scorpio energy as well. We're, of course, kind of out of Scorpio season here and into Sagittarius season. So freedom-loving, expansive, growth-oriented, optimistic sort of Sagittarius. And, with this Death card, I do think there are some big things underway for you. The Death card's really a good card because it takes you out of a place of stagnancy and takes you into a place of transformation. And this is around a prospect here. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at what else we have. So you have the Knight of Wands. Okay, we have a travel or moving scenario maybe cropping up here for some of you. We have the Seven of Cups. Yep, Ace of Cups. And the Fool. So wow, two extremely powerful cards in the future. There's something, circle your calendar. I don't know what time frame could this be. I mean, we're looking at the week of November 28th, but this is showing up in the future. So it might be, my intuition is it's deeper into December, but timing's hard to wrap down. But the Fool and the Death card is an extremely powerful combination. I always say that the Fool for me is the most powerful card in the tarot because it's the chain reaction. It starts off everything. It's zero. And we track the Fool's journey. The Fool is the hero. The hero's journey through the tarot, through the major arcana. And so this is you. And it's interesting because I said the phrase without knowing the Fool is going to come. But oftentimes when I describe the Fool, it's this feeling of knowing you're going somewhere, but not necessarily knowing where you're going yet. The Fool can also, along with that, it can be described as like connecting with your child self. If you think about the child just born into the world, they don't really have a frame of reference from the past or the future. They are just focused on what is in front of them. The child is just happy, is just focused on being happy, hopefully, right? And I'm not going to get into past lives, right? That's a different thing. Not saying it's right or wrong, but I'm saying you get the point here. And there is a push for adults to connect with their child self, to connect with to connect with your child self and allow that side of yourself to come out and play a little bit. And I think that's a really healthy practice that people can do. With the Ace of Cups, this isn't. Ace of Cups, the Fool, at its core, the Fool is a new beginning, and it's a powerful one at that. And you have the Ace of Cups with it. So the Ace of Cups is also a new beginning, and it's one that makes you happy. Of course, it could be love, but this feels like something else for you. I said at the beginning of this reading, it's probably more about career and finance. Some of you with the Knight of Wands and the Six of Swords, this can be connected to travel. especially with the Seven of Cups, but you're like, logistically, you might be, the Seven of Cups, you might be like, okay, like I've got to do this, I've got to do that, I got to sell this, I got to get movers, I have to, I have to find a place to buy, I have to sell the old house, I have to do blah, 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 blah. Like the Seven of Cups is like all of this stuff, like just jumbled up, right? It can be the feeling of being overwhelmed or confused in a scenario. But the Knight of Wands is a big card it's one of the biggest cards. I think it's the biggest. I will say it is the biggest card if you're looking to change your zip code. So that's something else that might be coming that you've maybe been thinking about here recently. Oh, we're not doing that yet. Let's go ahead and, I almost jumped the gun there. Let's pull some oracle cards here. It looks like they want to come forward right away, but I'm feeling like I need to take one more card here. And there it is. Okay, actually you have 2 cards. Okay, you have 5. You have 5 oracle cards that want to come forward. All right. So the 2 extra cards that pulled out, that came out were Hope, Love and Acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. And you have Serapis Bay, Ascension. Move into your true self. Rise above the darkness. The light is here. Okay, so, I would say with the Fool and the Death card, that is certainly a big message of ascension, Going to a place you never thought you'd go before. That's a big energy, right? You then have Dwa Kul, Dharma unfolding. Remember that you are on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness. You have Lord Ganesh, infinite abundance. Obstacles are being removed. Spiritual support and connections are increasing. And then you have Kernunnos, life force. Express your driving passion. Sensual and sexual powers are increased. Some of you going through maybe like some type of Kundalini awakening here. Connecting with Earth as well a little bit. And I love this message, though, more importantly for you, of remember that you are on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness with the Ace of Cups, Page of Pentacles, and this path energy that I've been talking about here with the Fool. And so, obviously, Ganesh is always a good symbol in anything spiritual from my perspective, which is it's a major symbol of abundance. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and let's start to clarify this even more. You have the Knight of Swords, you have the Hermit card, and you have the Justice card. All right, so you have Virgo and Libra energy here. Interestingly enough, those signs are next to each other on the zodiac wheel. But with the Nine of Wands and the Hermit, some of you may find yourself in a period of alone time, and this is happening for a reason. I'm not saying you're definitely not going to be here forever, because you're clearly there are people coming in, there are prospects, opportunities coming in. You're not going to be there forever, but if you find yourself in a period of downtime or alone time, there's a reason for this. And it's about being introspective, right? And it's about trying to find the answer within, right? You are being called on or guided to find the answer within with this message that's coming forward here. Nine of Wands is like, I'm about to give up. Just when you give up, right? Just when you least expect it. So I think that if you feel like you're about to give up here, the cards are saying, really reach down within. Reach down within, reach up, reach out, whatever, and power through. The Knight of Swords, some sort of event here happened quickly in the past with the Knight of Wands, Knight of Swords, Six of Swords, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to go do something else. I'm going to transition into something else here in my life. And the Justice card says that you have good karma in this case, because it looks like you're not going to be giving up here. And in fact, this opportunity comes forward for you with the Ace of Cups, the Fool, and the Page of Pentacles. The Justice card says that at the end of the day, we all get the outcome we deserve, and that outcome is based on our actions in life. Very nice. You have the Ace of Pentacles, and you have the High Priestess. So I felt like I had deja vu there because I thought we already pulled the Ace of Pentacles, but no. I guess I was just expecting it to come in. You know, the Ace of Pentacles can talk about making a sale, making a purchase. Oh yeah, at the beginning of this reading, I said some of you are maybe like hunting for a home. This can be signing off on documents. Of course, if a mortgage, right, you go through the mortgage process. It's like a pretty decently long process that involves a lot of paperwork. So some of you may be doing something like this here, and you've been thinking about this. You have the High Priestess, which is a major message of intuition, and again, diving deep, okay, and looking for the answers within. The High Priestess is coming from out of the deep water here, after they've sort of connected with their inner wisdom. At the top of the pyramid, you have the King of Wands. King of Wands is a major entrepreneur in the tarot, or somebody who's quite literally successful in or at doing what they love. And so, a really nice message for you coming forward here at this time. The Tower, just when you least expect it, here it is. Surprise opportunity. Definitely not getting a bad vibe here because the future looks very bright for you. So, love this reading. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you. And I will see you in the next reading.